Grossi, longtime Browns beat reporter, with his takeaways after hearing both Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry talk at the owners' meetings.
Number one is they really like Kenny Pickett.
Tony, did
Three
you hear
times
what
today,
you
and of
just
course,
said? Did you
I
hear
know.
what
I'm
you
trying to
just said?
explain.
Did you
I know,
listen to
but
your own words? Repeat this again for the audience, please.
They really like Kenny Pickett and is confident that he could be the starting quarterback on day one, game one. Three times today, Kevin Stefanski came back to saying, I'm really excited about Kenny. Kenny's our guy. Kenny's our guy. Okay, so if you accept that, okay, it probably means they're passing on a quarterback at number 2. Because if you picked a quarterback at 2, you wouldn't be building up Kenny Pickett at all. So my other take off of this is that I really think they like Travis Hunter as their pick at 2 if they stay there.
With that, let's welcome in Scott Petrak, Browns beat reporter for the Chronicle Telegram as well as BrownZone.com. Scott, I'm trying to keep an open mind at the quarterback position. I got to be honest. I like Kenny Pickett a lot more as the Steelers starting quarterback than I do the Browns starting quarterback, and I'm keeping an open mind.
Yeah, I'm still not buying in that he's going to be the guy week one. I mean, I get what Tony said. I get what Stefanski and Barry said. I think that's what you say when he's the only healthy quarterback on the roster right now. There's a lot of moving pieces. They're going to get a quarterback in the draft, and I'd be stunned if it's not, in the first 3 rounds, if not at number 2. I think they'll sign another veteran, and to add to that mix, Kenny Pickett wants to compete for that starting job. They promised him that opportunity, but I think it's far from a certainty that he'll be the starter week one. Now, I do think there is some upside there. He is a former first-round pick. He's 15-10 as a starter. I think there's things to like about him, but I don't believe when they traded DTR and a 5th-round pick, 3 weeks ago for Kenny Pickett, that it was designs that he'd be your starter for any length of time.
I think the one thing they're going to try to get is a quarterback who does not turn the ball over a lot, because that has been a disaster the last 2 seasons. One where they won, and then last year where they couldn't win.
Yeah, well, it's not like Pickett's great at that. He's thrown 15 touchdowns and 14 interceptions, and he's started 15 games. So he's young. He's only played in the league 3 years, and he didn't really play much last year. Maybe the year in Philly, where he's basically a backup to Jalen Hurts, will really help him. And there's a little bit of a trend around the league that guys who were first-round picks and then had to go somewhere else and sit for a while. Sam Darnold's one of them. Geno Smith was a second-round pick. There's been some success from those type of guys, and I'm sure that's what the Browns are hoping to have happen here. But I just don't think they're, I just don't think the design is, yes, Kenny Pickett's going to be like the long-term guy, or I would say even the starter for the majority of 2025.